Welcome to The Project. Tonight, the sneaky new scam targeting Aussie shoppers, with many not even knowing they're being scammed.
Workers on one side, employers on the other. Now the trade-off that could change the tide of the working from home war.
Plus, comedy legend Jimeoin drops by to make your hump day a hilarious one.
Fantastic. And the new survey that has ranked Brisbane higher than Paris in one very unexpected way. Now, I haven't seen it, but my guess is more Queenslanders.
Wow. How unexpected would that be?
That I have.
We are live from the lands of the Cooler Nation, and it has come to my attention that Wednesday rhymes with Wednesday, which means it's time for Vita Velia!
My old man state.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Valide and Vorji, and of course Van
Is that a reference to? Did you used to work here or something?
I did a couple of episodes back in '87.
Oh, yeah. Good year for the show.
Let's get into today's top stories. And as Peter Dutton talked up his plan to boost defence spending, Anthony Albanese took aim at the Coalition's energy policy. The PM to a WA's Collie Power Station, one of 7 sites the Coalition has earmarked for nuclear reactors. He also criticised the opposition leader for not visiting those sites during the election campaign.
You would think that there was radiation coming from these sites, because he just won't come and won't talk about what his plans actually are.
We've spoken with the community, we've made our decision, and we're happy to consult with people in government.
Oh, well, everyone's got it in for Dutton. Education Minister Jason Clare held a press conference today, and I've been a Dutton sympathiser. You know, I think he's a good guy. But after hearing this, I think this is serious. We've got to stop Dutton before it's too late.
I seriously wonder whether Peter Dutton really understands modern families. First, he attacks people working from home, and now he wants to take a chainsaw to childcare.
I mean, they're just kids, Pete. They've got their whole lives ahead of them, OK?
Yeah.
God.
Important warning from you, Sam.
Thank you.
It's a PSA.
An early wake-up call for thousands of people in New South Wales after a magnitude 4.6 earthquake struck the Hunter region just before 3 a.m. The epicentre was in Singleton, northwest of Newcastle. CCTV shows the moment buildings shook, with reports that the tremor was felt across the state.
When you get to this sort of magnitude, you can feel it, hundreds of kilometres away. I think we've had reports from Canberra of it being felt there, and even one from Albury.
And you're not going to believe this family's lucky escape when a manhole cover in New York State exploded just seconds after they walked over it. The woman can be seen grabbing her 2 grandkids and running for cover before, get this, 2 more manhole covers in the area exploded. Firefighters later found high levels of gas in the craters left in the footpath.
Looks like the hottest new Nintendo Switch game, doesn't it? Just, you can imagine a grandmother with her 2 grandkids is playing. Well, that's coming up.
So are you playing as the grandmother, trying to avoid? Or
Yeah, I'll play the grandmother, yeah. Right. Well, you can change it to grandfather if you like. It's different. I mean, it's in development, Waleed.
Sorry.
That's crazy. What do you do in that situation? Well, it's moving so fast.
It's funny that anyone in that situation would run away.
Yeah.
But of course, it's already done behind you. You could be running into the next one. Like, it's just
like a landmine situation.
Yeah, you just don't know.
Oh, God, well, now I'm terrified to walk down the street. Yeah. Thanks a lot. I don't know what's going to happen.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, God, I hate this show. It's so scary.
I know, you started with Dutton and now this. It's all too much.
It's OK, Sam. Well, look, there is a sneaky new scam on the rise, with the ACCC reporting an increase in so-called ghost stores. Aussie shoppers swindled by sneaky overseas salesmen masquerading as local mum and dad businesses.
It all begins with a heartfelt farewell message.
With tears in our eyes, after so many years of love and dedication, the time has come to say goodbye.
Reeling in shoppers with the promise of a closing down sale. The twist, there was never a bricks and mortar store at all, and the products being sold aren't local goods at reduced prices, but cheap international goods at inflated prices.
There are stories of people making purchasing decisions based on the fact that a local Australian business is closing down, but in fact the goods appear to have been sold by a mass business like Temu or AliExpress.
The phenomenon has been dubbed ghost stores, online-only businesses masquerading as struggling Aussie-owned boutiques, even posting AI photos of fake shop fronts. Unlike other scams, the products do arrive, but when they do, the quality's rubbish.
Oh, the quality was hideous. It looked cheap and nasty.
Sharon Pascoe is among the customers who've fallen prey to the con.
it did give the illusion of being an Australian-run and owned business. There was jumpers that looked really, really good, and the ads were so frequent that it was a real in-your-face kind of get you in.
She purchased 2 jumpers online that were almost unrecognisable upon delivery.
It's disappointing and it angers me. I go to work, I earn my money. I expect other people to go to work and earn their money, and when they're doing this, it's just fraudulent.
Experts say companies engaging in these practices could be breaching consumer law.
A business can't lie to its customers in order to make a sale. But the problem is that the businesses are evasive and may not respond to a regulator or local court papers, compelling them to appear and explain themselves.
Warning it's virtually impossible for consumers to identify the con artists.
It's so difficult with AI now, it can trick any of us. So unfortunately, until we have stronger laws forcing our digital platforms to look after their users, there's not a lot that we can do to protect ourselves.
It's one of my least... I mean, I don't have that many favourite aspects of scams, but
let's rank your favourite parts of scams.
But I know that in every scam there's a sense of them preying on, your good morality or your good favour. Trust. Yeah. And it's areas like this that I just have such an issue with because people think that they're doing something kind. Yeah. And it's just ripped away from them with the ultimate betrayal. And then I just worry that you're just losing more and more and more of that kindness every day.
Yeah, it's one of those stories where you've read it and go, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. And then you go, oh, of course this is happening. It just seems like the most obvious idea in the world. When the internet has changed things so fundamentally, you don't need to stare anyone in the face. You don't need to trick anyone in person. You can just do it like it.
We've got to go back to the marketplace. You just do all your shopping in, one place. Everyone's there with a stall yelling at you and you can barter. Great. That's a good, clean, honest fun.
So no cash. You're going before cash now.
Well, no, but I like this idea. I think this is good. Let's get rid of cash. Go there, be like, I've got a goat and a penny farthing. What can I get for it?
Good. All right. Just going to break. See you soon.
Now, our favourite cheeky prince is a year older. Prince Louis today celebrates his 7th birthday. God, how old do you feel? 4th in line to the throne. He's proven himself to be quite the handful for his royal parents over the years, often seen pulling focus at formal events with his hilarious antics. Little cutie.
And it seems not everyone who went to Byron Bay's Blues Fest has come away with a happy musical glow. Some attendees say they feel screwed over by marketing tactics after buying tickets for what they thought would be the festival's last hurrah. Promoters have even declared the 2025 festival would be the last, and ticket sales then skyrocketed. But now, 2026 tickets are on sale.
This is so smart.
And it's great, they've confirmed John Farnham for that next year. It had to be done.
Do you think that works? Like it makes it more successful?
Totally.
Okay, well then this is... tomorrow night's my last episode of the program. Actually, that's too big. They won't let me back in. I shouldn't offer my boss that opportunity.
Surely you wouldn't be upset, though. Like, if you love the Blues Fest, you love live music, sure, you may have thought you were going to the last one, but you should be happy that it's going again. I mean, the disciples on Easter Sunday went like, oh, Jesus is back again. Like, we
already dealt
if you love something, you're happy to see it again.
But don't you think there would be people who wanted to be at the last one? Like, that's...
Which will be next year, apparently, yeah.
Well, will it? I don't know. Have they said that? I don't know.
Eventually, there will be a last one. So if you really are obsessed with being at the last one, you just got to keep going till it is the last one.
Oh, wow. You've uncovered a genius marketing boy there.
Yeah, which is why I watch the show every night in case it's my last one. Right. Guys, now this is exciting. George, it's good to have you back. You've returned from filming your yet-to-be-commissioned series, The Amazing Race to Prove the World is Flat. I don't know what you found, but what I do know is there's a lot of international TV news. I'm going to show you all right now.
Sam. Just like that.
That's the world, is it?
Yeah.
Very interesting. First, let's go to America, where they've nabbed a master criminal with an all-time great name.
Gainesville police arrested a man accused of stealing over $20,000 worth of merchandise from several Walmart stores across North Georgia.
40-year-old Speedy Gonzalez.
Now, he was busted when the cops found the world's largest, tiniest sombrero. Now, moving on, let's get over to wherever this is. I think it's back in America, to see a guy with a truly unshakable work ethic.
These dancers are giving it their all during a national dance competition. Then, out of nowhere, a pizza delivery guy crashes their performance, casually walking onto the stage, determined to make his delivery. He even holds up the order looking for the customer. Pizza, anybody?
Pizza, anyone? It's like I get dance like no one's watching, but don't deliver a pizza like no one can see you. Now, if anyone needs me this time next year, I'm going to be in Belgium.
You're looking at the start of the world's biggest Easter beer hunt. It's a mad dash to collect as much as you can. Organizers replaced the traditional Easter eggs with 10,000 beers.
I never sprinted so hard in my life. I thought I was going to war.
Now, a big race, international field as well. We sent our best. Gout got a stout. High five, Waleed. High five.
I don't actually get it. It's an alcohol joke.
Yeah. That's why it's a fun high five. Now, the most disappointing scientific breakthrough of all time just happened.
A team of scientists say that they've discovered a new color that no human has ever seen before. It's called Olo, and this is close to what it looks like. It's kind of a blue-green hue. The researchers say it appeared during an experiment where lasers were directed into the scientists' eyes.
That's not a new colour, you know? And I reckon if you burn out my retina with a laser, I would see that colour. It's just teal, you know? It's like science. Let's get back to curing cancer, shall we? Let's go back to the US again for a run-of-the-mill traffic stop.
Police pulled over a car going more than 100 miles an hour, but the driver had an excuse.
Whose wedding is it?
It's mine.
The bride was riding in the passenger seat in her wedding gown when police stopped the driver for going 105. They were running about 20 minutes late for the wedding.
Am I hearing wedding bells? No, miss, they were sirens. You're under arrest. Doing 175 in an 80 zone. Finally, to a British community event presented like the most epic struggle in human history.
Yesterday saw the return of the now annual Corgi Derby.
16
Right up
dogs,
your alley.
70 meters.
Yes.
There can only be
Look how fast he
one winner.
is. What? Get him. Get him.
Look at
That
him
is
go.
interference.
I want to know.
My
interference.
God,
Can
isn't
it-
that fantastic? It's got all the drama of horse racing without the guilt, knowing the loser might end up at the glue factory. That is a sport for me. And I've got the results just here. This is very exciting. The winner's name is...
Speedy Gonzalez.
Well named.
That was the segment. Fascinating.
Off the break, see you soon.
We're actually watching the food.
Well, you can forget your moonlit strolls along the Seine. Try Brizzy's brown snake
Hells
instead.
yes.
Not just me talking. Brisbane has just been voted Australia's most romantic destination, even beating Paris in a global survey. The River City ranked 6th in the world for loved-up couples behind London, New York, Miami, Toronto and Rome. Paris came in 9th, followed by Melbourne in 10th.
Now, some of our audience is laughing, and I mean, obviously, I know why Brisbane has been picked, but here to explain it maybe to the audience about how and why Brisbane is the new city of love is local legend Matt Okine. Matt,
Guys, I'm so
This guy
shocked.
himself.
You're acting like it's a surprise.
Yes.
Like, I mean, forget your gondola rides through the canals of Venice. You have not known romance until you've rolled in a bindi patch beside the brown snake getting swooped by magpies. Like, come on.
Yes, that's the best.
You need to sell this to us, mate. What makes Brisbane romantic? Come on.
Pete, come on. Look, talking to someone such as yourself who, I mean, all the other panellists, I believe, know romance in their bones. You, I feel like, think romance is, putting sauce on your wife's pie at the half-time break. Oh, my God. All right, now...
Oh, my God. That wasn't a euphemism, was it? No?
Okay, yeah, well, that sounded not... That was not supposed to be like what it was supposed to be. What I'm trying to say is Brizzy is a warm climate place, I mean, people tend to just... They derobe. You need to shed some layers when you're here. It's not uncommon to take the lid off when you're at the shops. I mean, when the skin is out, things are romantic. I mean, forget about in France, what have they got? The French kiss? Mate, we've gone straight... We've got the Brizzy kiss now, which I can't describe it, but it sits somewhere on the number scale between 68 and 70.
Oh, my God. And I thought Pete sourcing the pie was...
No, we've gone somewhere else.
Heavens.
Listen, the Olympics are coming. Guys, the Olympics are coming.
Yes.
We have got some of the best athletes in the world in one of the most romantic destinations on the planet. We are going to have more superhumans than Charles Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters. I'm telling you right now. It is going to be like a Marvel movie in this city very, very soon. And you know what the other thing is? It's an underdog. Brisbane is an underdog. We are the flute player at the band camp. We will surprise you, I'm telling you. So, you know, you go to Sydney, you go to Melbourne, you think, oh, culture and natural beauty. Brisbane, you don't know what to expect, and suddenly you got 3 kids in a Queenslander in Maruka.
Yeah.
I mean, this is how it works.
That's romantic.
So welcome.
It's a Mills and Boon novel right there.
Yeah.
Now, Okine, so Paris is literally the city of love, right? We all know that. Brisbane, look, this is the first we're kind of all hearing about it. Have you been to Paris? What makes Brisbane specifically better than this kind of awful place, Paris?
Bro, do you think Paris has ever heard of aggro? You know what I mean? Do you think, you can get a croissant in Paris, but, like, have they ever had a Dagwood dog with fresh sauce? Like, come on, guys.
I'm not sure.
I'm sick of this. The cultural comparisons. I mean, Brisbane is one of its own. And, because a lot of people wear short shorts around here, by the way, as well. So, I've seen some tradies. You got the Eiffel Tower. Trust me, I've seen an Eiffel, on site before. So that's all I'm going to say, okay?
To end with a pun, you win. You win, Matt.
You win. Very good. Very, very good. You've got to be the next Lord Mayor, I think.
Brisbane. Hey, seriously, I'm going for it. I'm going for it.
Unbelievable.
This is the first you've heard of it, all right?
Oh, fantastic. Well, you can also catch Matt's upcoming show, The Life and Times of 4.1 at the Brisbane Comedy Festival, 15th to 18th of May. Get in quick. He's going to become the Lord Mayor.
Yeah.
Details are on our website. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. Brizzy represent.
Romantic show.
Okine is a passionate guy. Now, many Catholics paid a visit yesterday to Perth St Mary's Cathedral to honour the passing of the Pope. Now, normally when I throw to a funny clip, guys, I'll do like a perfectly worded throw, but I don't need to because this is Terry and she has got enough words for both of us.
No.
They call me Terry around here.
Terry, okay.
T-E-R-R-I.
Yes.
Oh, and the surname is S for Sam.
Are you rolling, sorry?
Yeah, I'll get you.
Make it roll and make me look
God.
S for Sam. I was supposed to have gone to Vietnam yesterday.
Oh.
And then to Paris, but I think I'll just go to Rome. I think I'll just hang out in Rome. I've got a beautiful gay friend who constantly gives me crosses, but he's atheist. Everyone says, where did you get the cross from? Oh, my atheist gay friend, Jenny. we want, and he's all into the environment. I haven't seen you. Long time, Terry.
Excuse me, I have to go.
So, what's your name? Jenny. Where are you going?
Jenny! Jenny! Unfortunately, authorities haven't seen Jenny since. We don't know. She kept going.
The search continues. All right, off to a break. See you soon. Welcome back. Watching the project.
Some more of today's top stories, and tonight Pope Francis's final journey is underway. The pontiff's body has now been moved to St Peter's Basilica, where he will lie in state until Friday. Hundreds of thousands of people are expected to attend his funeral on Saturday. Tributes are still pouring in for the 88-year-old, with Aussie Catholics among those flocking to Rome to pay their respects.
He leaves a strong and vibrant legacy behind in the Universal Catholic Church, not only in the Universal Catholic Church, but most particularly in Australia.
Donald Trump is now hinting he'll walk back his tariffs on China and cut the massive 145% that he added to their imports. This comes amid warnings the global economy will take a bigger hit than first forecast as a result of Trump's trade war. The IMF also predicts Australia's economic output could suffer a $13 billion shortfall.
I think there's an element of unpredictability about the trajectory of these tariffs and these negotiations.
Defence has become a key election battleground after the coalition unveiled details of its long-awaited plan to boost the defence spending by an extra $21 billion over the next 5 years. That will lift the total defence spend to 2.5% of the GDP by 2030. Labor has an 8-year plan to raise defence spending to 2.3% of GDP by 2033.
The coalition is investing more into defence, a record amount of money, and we're keeping our country safe doing so.
There is no explanation of how they're paying for this, nor really is there any explanation of what the money is being spent on.
Well, Jennifer Parker is a maritime security expert and she's here to talk to us about those big defence dollars. Jen, both parties seem to agree that we're not spending enough, so just how much should we actually be spending on defence?
Hey, thanks so much for having me on. Look, it'd be wonderful if I could tell you an exact figure. I can't, but what I would say is this. We often talk about defence spending as a percentage of gross domestic product. Really, a defence is a percentage of the economy. Throughout the Cold War, we spent about 2.7% of our economy, of GDP, on defence. Now we're spending about 2.03% this financial year, next financial year to go to 2.05%. The question really is, does our Defence Force have the capabilities they need to respond to the changing strategic circumstance? And if you ask that question, the answer is no. And why is it no? Because we're not putting enough money into defence.
How likely is war? Not like, no, like the concept of war.
He's a real history buff.
Like, what would happen if we didn't have any defence, for example? I know the purpose is not to use it. It's kind of like a threat, like one of those guard dog beware signs. But, like, are we ever worried about ever having to go to war?
Well, I think the guard dog beware sign is a really good analogy.
Thank you.
You're right.
Thank you.
It's great. You're a defence expert. Investing in defence is kind of like the insurance policy, right? A strategy of deterrence is, hey, if we bolster our capability, you'll think you won't want to interfere with us and there's no war. The problem is the world is changing and states are resorting to the use of force. So we know that China has built up one of the largest militaries in the world. They certainly have the largest naval capability in the world. They're building up their nuclear missiles. And they have said that we won't rule out taking Taiwan by force. That would actually be, straight away, an Indo-Pacific-wide conflict. How likely is that? I'm not going to put a figure on that, but what I would say is war is not inevitable in the region. It's not going to happen tomorrow, but things are not trending in the right direction.
Jennifer, I want to let's play some pretend here, okay? You are now in charge of defence. Australia's defence, you're in charge of it.
Right.
How much are you spending?
Wow. Well, thank you for the promotion.
You are welcome. I have a lot of power.
Great. Look, the opposition announced today that they would get there in the next 10 years under their plan. Under the current defence spending outlined by our current government, we'll be to about 2.33% in 10 years, maybe 2.4%. I'd have to say that that is unlikely to be enough because when I look at the gaps across our capability, I don't know how we address that without more money, and that's probably about 3% of GDP.
Unfortunately, Jen, the promotion means you are the Prime Minister of the country, so you have to think about things other than defence.
Yep.
So that's a lot of money that you've got to find for that. And I guess this is the government's argument at the moment. Where are you taking it from?
This is where we have to have a national conversation about how the region is changing, what that means for the threat to Australia. And that is not a threat of an invasion of Australia, but it is a threat of interdiction of supply lines. It is a potential, if things really deteriorated, a threat of missile attacks. And the fact that we need to deal with preparing for that now. Where exactly that comes from, look, a lot of people who are economists have said, potentially it is reforming our tax regime. I know that is a terrible thing to say in an election campaign, and we're all avoiding it. Potentially it is looking at issues of social security. Look, I don't have the answer to where it is coming from, but what I can say is this. If we avoid investing in defence, and if the region continues to trend in the direction that we are seeing, and we don't invest in defence, we are setting ourselves up for a significant crisis that will impact our security and will certainly impact our economy.
Jennifer, thank you for your time.
Thanks so much.
Now, when it comes to Academy Awards, it turns out movies made with the help from artificial intelligence could win an Oscar.
Ooh.
The Academy has clarified the eligibility rules after the use of AI became a hot topic following Adrian Brody's Best Actor win in The Brutalists. AI was used to enhance his accent when he spoke Hungarian. Other new rules, Academy members must watch all the films they're voting for, which seems sensible. Pete, I want your thoughts on it. You've made TV, you've made a film. This strikes me as a big deal, especially when you had writers on strike over the use of AI in Hollywood.
Yes.
Are you comfortable with this?
Well, there's a lot of politics at play here because the Oscars are trying to negotiate with ChatGPT to host the Oscars next year. So there's that.
Yeah.
But I think it depends how far. It's a very triggering subject, and it depends how far they've gone. So Adrian Brody and Felicity Jones, it wasn't just Adrian Brody, have Hungarian accents in The Brutalist, and they used AI to just on literally letters. So they did all the dialect training.
Right.
Okay.
And so it wasn't that much. So I think there's got to be a line. I'm not sure where the line is.
They fine-tuned it.
They fine-tuned it to a degree. And there's got to be a line of, like, how much is too much? When it's costing jobs, is that the line where it's, you know, location departments are out of jobs or set design or whatever. So there's a line. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I don't think they've crossed it here. It's not auto-tune. If Taylor Swift used auto-tune...
She would never.
She would sound so much better.
But do you know what? If they were using auto-tune, if an auto-tune song won Best Vocal Performance or something, I think there would be a legitimate argument that that's a problem.
But then Amelia Perez, which did win Best Original
Used AI
Song,
as
they
well.
did use AI to auto-tune some of the singing in it.
Right,
I don't know which ones.
I
but
just
some of
wonder,
them.
I hear your point about the line, but can you, like, once you open the door to this, don't you then walk down a path that costs jobs necessarily? Like, because there's no point at which you just go, oh, well, like, it becomes artificial. Sorry, I didn't mean that. You know what I mean? To go, that's bad, but this is okay. The line will be really fine.
I completely agree, and there's been no AI using in this accent.
He's a pro. You see, you made a film. I see it all now.
I frankly asked for that. All right, for years, the work from home experiment has been billed as a battle. Workers on one side, employers on the other. New research shows that demands from employers to return to the office are falling. And while that might seem like a victory for workers, it could be that the bosses come out on top.
This whole pandemic has really shattered the illusion that a lot of us need to be in the office.
A lot of people are still working from home permanently.
They're talking about people permanently out of the office.
Few predicted a global pandemic that sent millions of Aussies into a work-from-home situation. But almost everyone predicted bosses would struggle to get them all back in the office.
Since COVID, workers have really seen the benefits from working from home and have advocated pretty strongly to continue these arrangements.
And with the battle lines drawn, our politicians picked their side.
We know that working from home has had a range of advantages.
People refusing to go back to work in Canberra is not acceptable.
The electorate, already feeling economically squeezed and worried Mr Dutton's public servant policy would spread to other industries, responded thusly. And that public backlash led to a stunning capitulation.
We're listening to what people have to say. We've made a mistake in relation to the policy. We apologise for that and we've dealt with it.
A pretty clear sign pollies are finally starting to get that this is the new normal. Not just for us, but all around the world. Canada has taken to work from home more than anyone, with college-educated workers averaging 1.9 days per week in the home office. South of the border, their American cousins average 1.6, while Britons clock in 1.8. Australia behind them all at just 1.2 days at home per week. It's clear those who work from home really love working from home. But can we really put an exact figure on just how much? Yeah, it actually turns out we can. 5.8%.
5.8% is about $4,400 per year that they are giving up for the right to work from home.
Yes, the Committee for Economic Development of Australia says your average work-from-homer earns about $4,400 less than their officey counterparts, which might mean the ultimate victory belongs to the bosses.
Okay. What it suggests is that workers are making a trade-off, and that's because working from home has some real financial benefits.
Those benefits involve everything from caring for children or just being around pets, but the financial losses may actually even out. $4,400 per year works out to be about $85 a week, which for your average office worker will likely be subsumed by public transport, petrol, road tolls, city parking, daily lunches, newspapers and pipe reserves, unicycle upkeep, takeaway coffee and clown carpool.
Most advanced economies have seen their working from home rates stay pretty consistent in recent years. So this indicates to us that this is a new trend which is probably here to stay.
So if it's here to stay and we're happy to accept less cash in exchange for the convenience of staying home, could even more of us adopt this lifestyle in the future?
There is a life about to start when tomorrow comes.
Yeah.
Well, everybody now.
That actually got me quite pumped up, seeing I liked it.
I hope this doesn't turn out like the French Revolution, by the way. That would be a very bad result.
Yeah.
Has Peter Dutton unwittingly ended this debate
I
by
think
coming
he
out
has.
so hopeful?
Yeah, the backtrack.
Yeah, 100%. You learned exactly where that's people's line, and it turned out it was work from home. Like that was it. It's like no, you can't touch that. So I don't think from now on, no other business or any corporation, any job that can have remote work it has to be a thing.
Do you think, though, that it was always going to be resolved this way and Dutton kind of accelerated it, or that his intervention, like by making it a thing, we're going to force people
No, I
back
think
to the
that
office?
I think that he has completely accelerated it
Yeah.
with this. Yeah. Yeah. I reckon that there would still have been quite a few years of people being like, no, like, let's come back.
Yeah.
But then I think that this was
So the
this is the
debate's just done, over. You can do what you want, basically.
Well, we should point out that we're actually broadcasting from my lead's living room,
Oh,
by
yeah.
the way. So,
It's large.
Yeah.
You picked up. When did you buy these cameras? They're fantastic.
Oh, the lights were a nightmare. Anyway.
Now, guys, I've got something here. I've got a little thing I want to show you guys. I've got a photo here. Joe Biden, do you remember that guy? He was kind of shuffly, very sleepy, had the nuclear codes. He was a nice guy. He posted this snap of his family over Easter. Now, everyone on the internet, a lot of people are convinced it's photoshopped. Have a look at it.
It
what
has
do
to
you
be.
guys
Definitely
think
look
about
photoshopped.
He is now. The only reason I wouldn't
Look
think
at
it's photoshopped is because Jill is also in a business suit.
Is that Jill? I don't remember. They
Isn't
just look
that
like
Jill
everyone. That looks like everyone that voted for him.
why is he so dressed up?
That's what I mean.
Well,
He's unemployed.
Why
is he wearing a suit?
He's probably come from an important event and then straight, like a church service. They would probably dress up for a church service,
It's probably a Zoom meeting and he's not wearing pants. That's why he's back there. He's got at the top.
Exactly.
He's cracked it.
He's very good. Well, very interesting you bring that up because I can confirm that I think it's photoshopped as well because zoom in, look what I found if you zoom in closer. Look at this. Look at the baby. Crazy. Unless there's something you need to tell us, Pete.
I am a Biden, yes.
Wow. God. Give my regards to Hunter.
We've got to take a break. We're going to get in touch with Hunter and we'll be right back.
Coming up, is Elon's empire over? The shocking new stats on how much working with Trump might end up costing the world's richest man. Plus, comedy legend Jimeoin drops in to make your hump day a hilarious one. This is The Project.
Welcome back. This is The Project.
All right, this is the reunion of the century, the tour everyone's talking about. You could be part of it. This week on The Project, are you the ultimate Oasis fan? Before they land in Australia for their stadium tour, we're giving you and a mate the chance to see the Gallagher brothers in London or Manchester. All you have to do is watch The Project, grab the code word and enter at 10play.com.au/win.
Fantastic. What is it?
Peter's on Central. Let's do it. This is the code word for tonight. It is definitely maybe.
Oh,
Sam still does not see the connection.
Yeah, I don't get it at all. I'm just hearing about this band Oasis as well. They sound good.
Maybe.
Definitely, Matt, you got it there.
DEFINETLEY. No?
Do not
spell the code word correctly.
You've got to spell it correctly, yeah.
Damn it. Show it again, please.
No, we don't have time, I'm afraid.
You don't work here anymore, dude. You can't do that.
I can't call the shots.
Now, for weeks, we have known that Tesla was in trouble, but until today, we haven't known just how much. So, as the shocking state of Elon Musk's most prized possession is today laid bare, is Tesla now too toxic to be saved?
Hello, everyone. Well, it's never a dull moment these days.
Tesla boss Elon Musk.
Starting next month, I'll be allocating far more of my time to Tesla.
Vowing to cut back his role in the Trump administration to 1 or 2 days a week.
For as long as the president would like me to do so, and as long as it is useful.
Going part-time with the president in the wake of slumping Tesla sales.
He sounded tired. He sounded beaten down.
Overnight, the company reported profits plunged more than 70% since the start of the year. That's more than $1.5 billion.
The biggest shocker on Wall Street is Tesla.
Honestly, the numbers were just awful. This was bad.
The dramatic fall in Tesla's fortunes comes amid a global backlash over the unelected billionaire's leading role in Doge, Trump's initiative to slash government spending and fire thousands of employees.
People are watching Doge and seeing that it is not going well. And we can see that federal spending has not decreased.
Tesla admitting that changing political sentiment was damaging sales, the company the target of boycotts worldwide.
If much of Tesla's valuation is the halo of Elon Musk, Doge really dinged that halo.
And while anti-Musk sentiment in the US boils over, outside it has exploded, with a string of violent attacks against the brand. Teslas vandalised in Ontario, smashed up in London, torched in Rome. But the pioneering EV maker is also facing fierce competition for the first time.
They can deliver very, very fast. China is doing it in half the time.
And while Tesla is less vulnerable to Trump's tariffs because it makes most of its US cars domestically, it will also suffer.
I'll continue to advocate for lower tariffs rather than higher tariffs, but that's all I can do.
Elon Musk is the most powerful civilian in human history, but he is not the president of the United States. He learned that the hard way when Trump rejected his advice on tariffs.
It is time for Elon to take a step back from Doge. And I think when you look at Tesla, it's just become a high beta, highly emotional stock. And unfortunately, this stock is now politicized.
Tesla's stock today ticking up 5% in the wake of Musk's announcement.
He and the brand are one and the same, and that's a real problem.
Every day is going to be exciting.
Dan Ives is Global Head of Tech Research at Wedbush Securities and long-time Tesla investor. He's with us now. Dan, Elon Musk has said, and I quote, "We're not on the ragged edge of death, not even close." That doesn't sound like he's too worried. Is he right?
Look, I mean, the reality is this quarter was a disaster. And I think a lot of that has been self-inflicted because of the brand damage that Musk has caused. Tesla's become a political symbol globally. And look, and I think last night, Musk needed to pivot. And I believe this really is the beginning of the end of his Doge and Trump relationship and role in the Trump White House. Because, look, he needs to start a new chapter going ahead. And that was our view. This was a fork in the road moment. And I think he made the right decision.
So the question is whether it would work. So what exactly is the problem? Is it his association with the Trump administration, which might be about to come to an end? Is it Elon Musk himself and his own political attitudes, and people don't like that? Or is it that Chinese electric vehicles are just coming out faster and they're cheaper and perhaps even better? Like, how do you apportion all this?
Well, look, I mean, if I portion it, I think a big part of this has been the brand damage related to Tesla becoming a political symbol and really representing Trump as well as Doge. That's been a huge part. I mean, I think that's about anywhere from 10 to 20% brand destruction. Now, look, BYD, everything we've seen in China, they clearly have gained steam. But that's not mutually exclusive. I mean, BYD and others are going to continue to be successful. For Tesla, it's really about robotics. It's about autonomous in the future. But look, the more you dive into politics, it's a bad thing. And look, this has backfired terribly. The evidence is there in terms of deliveries, the quarter. Musk had to read the room, and he finally did.
Do you think that the company can actually get rid of Elon Musk? I mean, can the Tesla brand be saved?
Look, I mean, I believe Musk is Tesla, Tesla is Musk. I mean, I view them as synonymous. And I'd argue the biggest asset for Tesla is Musk. So, look, and that's been a big issue here. In other words, like the reason the stock's going to be up today is because you need Musk recommitted as CEO of Tesla. And that's essentially what he did last night. And I believe this is now an off-ramp in the Trump White House, just given the brand damage that's caused.
Dan, we really appreciate you taking us through it.
Very interesting.
Thank you.
All right, you're watching The Project. We'll be back soon. Our next guest wants to take a moment to recognise the true wonder of the modern-day GPS.
Imagine someone told you that 20 years ago. You'll have a phone that talks to you, beautiful girl's voice, telling you how long it's going to take, telling you the quickest way to get there, telling you when you've reached your destination. You just wouldn't have believed him. You go, that's not going to happen. You go, yeah, that is going to happen. Not only is that going to happen, as she's telling you how to reach your destination, you'll be telling her to off.
Please welcome Jimeoin! What in particular annoys you so much about GPS?
Yeah, there's a few things. They like when you get to the roundabout, take the second exit.
Yeah.
Straight on.
Yeah.
It's basically straight on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got very used to it now. I actually was using it. I went to a funeral, and I put in the church, and it was my uncle, so I had to sit at the front, and I got to the front, and my phone went, "You've reached your final destination." And it was in silence. I was like, oh no. It's a bad moment.
Yeah, context is everything, right? Hey, it's bloody good to see you, mate. I feel like we haven't had you on the desk for Jaunts, so it's good to see you here. Now, you were just in hospital 2 weeks ago,
yes.
weren't you? I think we've got a photo of it of it here. Well, thanks for making it in. And oh my God!
Wow.
I don't know what that is. That was. I want to get.
There we go.
There it is.
This one.
Yeah, I hurt my back, or I don't know. I woke up. I woke up one morning.
Yeah.
And that was the worst thing ever. Yeah. So I had this trapped nerve in my back, and I've been in hospital for 2 weeks.
Amazing.
On heavy painkillers as well.
Oh, nice. Still finding time to do show promo for the hospital, which I like to see. Can you still do stand-up? Is it impacting your time on the stage?
I've been doing stand-up, but the painkillers make you constipated, so I've taken some laxatives, so now I'm actually I'm scared to laugh.
We saw that photo before. Can we just go back to that photo? Is that what is that? Is that got anything to do with?
That is, well, I was trying anything. I wanted to get a massage, and that's cupping.
Yeah.
And whatever that is, that's how I ended up. It's hard to know when you go to a massage parlor what it really is. They need to clarify. Well, I'd be very simple. All they need to have is a massage or massage and just a little emoji going. So simple.
2 weeks. 2 weeks in hospital, though, Jim. Like, that's 2 weeks is a long time.
Sorry?
2 weeks in hospital. That's a long time. Like,
Yeah,
did you get homesick?
No, I actually lived across the road from the hospital.
What?
So I could see my house from that. So I walked there when I originally went in, and then they were trying to get me to walk as well, do exercise. But I was actually leaving the hospital. And,
just going home.
Yeah, and I had a little give yourself morphine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I had that apron on, and a nurse came up to me and said, you've got a trapped nerve, and I went, in your back? I said, yeah, I know. And she goes, well, you didn't have to take off your underpants and trousers. and you've got the hospital apron on the wrong way around. And I went, yeah. Right.
You needed one of those winky faces at the massage parlour, but to the hospital as well.
That morphine's good stuff, I get it. So you have a show.
Yes.
Amazing, you're powering through all this by doing a show.
I have an operation coming up, but I'm going to do the shows until I have the operation.
Will you be wearing the hospital gown for the stand-up show?
Yeah, just walking around with it.
Yeah.
Give myself a hit every once in a while.
Right way round,
the right way
around. The guy
around.
who won the best, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So the show's called Pandemonium.
Yes.
And so this is handy tips and life hacks, I understand. Can you give us an example of?
Yeah, well, probably stay in bed is my latest hack. Yeah, I do. I'm a very lazy person, and I'm getting lazier as I get older too. There's more to this routine, but I just can't be bothered doing it.
How many morphine jabs did you give yourself before you came on the show?
You know what you got here for a second. I was like, is he all right? What's going on? Done by an absolute master.
I am genuinely, I'm amazed.
Genuinely lazy. I am. Like, if there is anyway...
It's so lazy you don't even do your punchlines.
If I put anything in a microwave, even though it says 2 minutes, I put it in for 2 minutes and 22 seconds because it's easier to press the 2.
You just get...
3 times. Yeah, that kind of... I don't even tell the kids. I just make noises to the kids. I just do that. Get the... Would you... I was thinking maybe that's why Darth Vader was doing that. He was just disappointed.
It makes plenty of sense.
Look, I'm your father.
Well, for more size and hopefully a neck that works, Pandemonium is heading all around Australia. Ticket details are on our website. Would you please thank Jimeoin? Thank you.
Please thank
Doghouse is on. Doghouse is on.